Good day and welcome to all the little value hands out there. This is ETF Investing Australia, the weekly overview show, and we're looking at the week. Last week, the 5th to the 9th of July 2019, and as always, we are looking at the mighty exchange traded funds on the ASX. Stick around, this is a fantastic little show for you guys today. Hello, my little value hounds. This is Scott. I'm the guy that wants to crack your financial sky. I've been listening, I've been watching, and I know that there's a great majority of you guys out there that are scared to invest. Mainly because you think you're going to lose all your goddamn money. What I'm trying to do here is show you guys it's not as hard as it looks. You know, I want to give you guys some more information and give you the courage to take those steps to create your own destiny effectively. So I hope that I can help you guys take that leap and start making, building your financial freedom and your financial future. Anyway, if you like what I'm doing and you think I'm adding some value to your life with these little videos, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Greatly appreciated. Have a great day and let's invest and crack your sky. Okie dokie, let's crack into having a look at the ASX top performers. So top ETFs by 1 week total return. In the number one spot here, we saw BetaShares Global Gold Miners ETF. This one's hedged. Code there is MNRS, and we saw a rise in the share price there of 6.6%. Followed up closely by VanEck Vector's Gold Miners ETF GDX. Then comes the BetaShares Australia Equity Strong Bear BBOZ up 5.5%. Next up, we saw ETF Physical Silver with the code here of ETPM8G up 4.9%. Fifth position here we saw Perth Mint Gold. That one has a code of PM Gold up 4.8%. So you're looking down that list, you can see metals heavy top performers for the week. Anyway, lots of gold or gold mining stocks and a few different, precious metal type baskets and bear funds. So slipping over now to the top ETFs by 12-month total return. We saw BetaShares Geared Australia Equity Fund. That one there has the code of GEAR. That is up for 12 months, 45.8%, which is quite healthy. Number two here, we're looking at the VanEck Vector's Gold Miners ETF GDX, and that one is up 44.6%. Followed up closer here by BetaShares Global Gold Miners ETF hedged MNRS is the code there, 39.5%. Looking here, next up is the BetaShares Geared US Equity Fund Currency Hedged. The code there is ZYUS. That one is up 38.6% for the last 12 months. Number 5 position here, we can see the BetaShares Global Cybersecurity ETF with the code of HACK. And that one is up 29.1% for the 12 months. So you can see the theme here for the overall 12-month movers, defensive type plays. So some property securities, dividend hedges, infrastructure, cybersecurity, and sort of a gold heavy sort of bench as well because of all the problems with the US and China. Slipping right along. Okay, now we'll have a look at the ASX ETF money flows. So where is the money flowing? Let's have a quick look at the top ETFs by 1 week flows. So BetaShares Australia 200 ETF, code there of A200, we saw $62.1 million flowing into that ETF. We saw number 2 spot here is ETFs Physical Gold with the code of GOLD. We saw $39.4 million. So BetterShares Australia Bank Senior Floating Bond Rate with the code there of coupon with $28.9 million of inflows. VanEck Vectors Australia Floating Rate ETF, FALOT is the code for this one. We saw $28.1 million coming into that ETF this week. Number 5 position here, we can see the VanEck Vectors Australia Equal Weight ETF. The code there is MVW. Inflows for last week, we saw $25.7 million. So looking down that top 10 for last week, it's a high number, or high proportion, I should say, of bond or, you know, sort of defensive type, effectively cash type investments. So coupon, float, IAF, and hybrid. So there's definitely people looking for that sort of safer haven in cash, and also ASX 200 type tracking funds with A200, and we can see down there at the bottom we can see IOZ as well. So flipping over now to the top ETFs by year-to-date flows. One of the most popular ones is sitting in the number 1 position here, which is BetterShares Australia High Interest Cash ETF. The code there is AAA. Year-to-date flows, we can see $460.1 million. That's quite impressive for the Australian market. People are looking for effectively a quasi type bank account with that one, because just you can't get a decent interest rate anymore in the bank. So that one will pay you out about 2% from memory, 2.01 or something like that percent dividend monthly. So it's better than having your money in the bank. Followed here, number 2 by Vanguard Australia's Index ETF, VAS. So we saw inflows of $349.5 million. Third place here, we saw Vanguard MSCI Index International Series, which is a BGS. Inflows year to date, we saw $273.7 million. Up next, we saw Vanguard Australia Fixed Interest ETF, VAF. Inflows of $273.5 million year to date. Number 5 position here is one of my favourites. We can see here the BetterShares Australia ETF, 200 ETF, I should say, with the ticker there of A200. Total year to date inflows of $245.9 million. Quite a popular ETF, and I think the inflows into that one is only going to get stronger over time. Okay, now let's have a closer look at the ASX ETF trading volumes, so where the bigger volumes are. So the top ETFs by 1 week average daily volume. As mentioned before, BetterShares Australia 200 ETF, A200 is the code there. We can see daily average volume of 63.6 million dollars traded. Apologies. Number 2 here, we're going to see Spider S&P ASX 200 fund. The code there is STW. Daily average turnover of $22.8 million. BetterShares Australia High Interest Cash ETF AAA. 1 week average daily turnover of $20.7 million. The Vanguard Australia Share Index ETF, VAS, comes in at number 4 with a 1 week average daily turnover of $20.5 million. Number 5 position, we can see the iShares Core S&P 500 with the code IVV, probably the most popular ASX S&P 500 tracking ETF. There's IVV. For some reason, I've deleted the goddamn deleted the total value there, but yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. Anyway, too bad. Moving along to the top ETFs by year-to-date average daily turnover. So looking at the State Street Spider S&P ASX 200 fund, the code there of STW. So that one has a yearly average daily turnover, if I can get my words coming out of my mouth correctly, of $14.6 million. Up next in the second position here is the BTS Australia High Interest Cash ETF AAA. Year-to-date average daily turnover of $14.4 million. The Vanguard Australia Share Index ETF, code there VAS, we saw a year-to-date average daily turnover of $11.5 million. Up next, we can see the BTS Australia 200 ETF, A200. We saw a year-to-date average daily turnover of $7 million. Next is the iShares Core S&P 500, which is IBV, year-to-date daily average turnover of 6.9%. So I can now see where my figures for IBV have gone for the weekly average daily turnover, which was $15.8 million. For some reason, it's jumped into the wrong column. Anyway, no problems. We'll just move along. Nothing to see here. So quickly just run through the weekly highlights. I've probably touched on most of this stuff anyway. So common theme as we've been seeing for the last 6 to 12 months, global equities dropped last week because of US-China trade tensions. You know, Mr. Donald Trump is doing the Mr. Donald Trump thing. So we saw safe haven type investments like gold miners, ETFs, as mentioned before, MNRS and GDX. So they were some of the top performing funds for the week. And as you expect, Asia Pacific got trounced. So CETF seeing UPB and IKO, which are China and broader Asia focused funds, got smashed, along with domestic strategy ETFs. So Harvest, Fair and SYI, so they were also performed pretty poorly. The precious metals rally continued, as mentioned before, and I highlighted the metals in a couple of those previous slides. So silver with actually only ETF you can trade, but silver's ETPMAG, that was up. So you gold, so couple of different options here for gold, PM gold, and QAU. That was all up. Palladium was up, so amongst others. And you also saw the precious metals ETF up as well. So total flows into domestic domiciled ETFs. So domiciled, just domestic ETFs. So ETFs traded on the Australian market, located in Australia. We saw inflows here of $302 million, which is quite impressive. Although it looks like outflows are also quite large. So outflows of $142 million. So as touched on before, the biggest flows were in domestic equities were for A200, which we mentioned quite a few times, MVW and IOZ. And also for the good old gold with the code GOLD, so that also had a great week. So as mentioned, one of my favourite ETFs, which is A200, was the most traded one last week, just ahead of STW, as we touched on previously. So gold continues to trade well above its average volume on sustained investor interest, and that's mainly due to all the pessimism around the broader economic cycle, and also all the hoo-ha with the free trade between US and China. Yeah, so this is our standard disclaimer. We're not promoting any particular product here, purely informational purposes to give you guys an overview on the market and what's happening. We always need to do our own research, so you don't want to be buying one product just because you've only looked at one product, and also, you need to take your own personal financial objectives into account, and where needed, get additional advice from a professional. Hey, thanks for taking the time and sticking around to the end of the video. I enjoy producing these videos for you guys. I actually learn a lot of information myself. It keeps me up to date with what's happening in the market. If you like what I'm doing, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe, also jingle the bell. That'll let you know when the next video is coming. Greatly appreciate your time once again. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Ciao.